So you're thinking about buying a house here on the Central Coast in California. Today, I'm going to walk you through the process of hiring a buyer's agent versus working with the listing agent of a property that you find online or at an open house. So hang in there till the very end. This is really important information, and I've covered a lot of good tidbits you don't want to miss out. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure you tap that bell icon and the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know when I post new information about moving to the California Central Coast. My name is Bruce Carson. I'm with Keller Williams Realty Central Coast. I get phone calls, text messages, and emails from people just like you every single day looking to move to the coast, and I absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, it doesn't matter to me. Just give me a call, text, or email, and I'm here to help. So, again, today we're going to dive in and we're talking about writing an offer on a home, either with a listing agent or hiring your own buyer's agent, which is what I recommend. So, here's the situation. If you're out looking to purchase a property and you go to an open house and you sign in with a listing agent and you really like the house and you decide that you want to write an offer. Well, you have a couple of different opportunities there. My suggestion is that you hire your own realtor, your own buyer's representative, versus working with that realtor that is the listing agent for the house. There's a number of reasons behind that. I'm going to go through them right now. So, if you wanted to buy a house from a listing agent, um, that listing agent has already signed up with the seller of the house and committed their fiduciary commitment to the seller. The fiduciary, it's like hiring a lawyer. So they are making a commitment to you, a fiduciary commitment that puts the realtor's or needs and wants and desires behind yours. So whether you're hiring someone as a buyer or you're hiring someone as a listing agent, that person is committing a fiduciary commitment to you. So if you go and you ask a listing agent to write an offer for you, that person already has a fiduciary duty to the seller of the home. So it's going to be very challenging for that person to represent you in a fiduciary capacity as well. So a buyer's agent is actually legally obligated to prioritize your interest throughout the home buying process. That fiduciary responsibility ensures that all actions and advice are aligned to you securing the best outcome for you. That's why you want your own realtor. So, in contrast, a listing agent's primary duty is to the seller, like I said before, which can lead to conflicts of interest if they attempt to represent both parties in a dual agency arrangement. In such cases, the agent may struggle to fully accommodate and advocate for both sides, potentially compromising quality of representation. So when I sign up as a listing agent with someone, I'm committing to them to get them the most amount of money possible for the sale of their house. And when I sign a buyer broker agreement with a buyer, I'm committing to the buyer to help them buy a house for the least amount of money. So you can see how there will be conflict. So another reason to go with a buyer's agent is we as buyer's agents we possess specialized knowledge of the local markets that we work in and the market conditions. So we're able to compare property values, and we're equipped to negotiate effectively on your behalf. So my goal is to secure the most favorable price and terms for you. Conversely, the listing agent is trying to get the most money for the seller. So, as far as access to comprehensive market information, a dedicated buyer's agent like myself has access to a wide range of listings, including those not publicly advertised. So, I can provide you with a broader selection of potential homes. I can tailor searches to your specific preferences and alert you to new properties as they come become available on the MLS. So relying solely on a listing agent may limit your exposure to the full market spectrum because their focus is selling the house that they have listed. So it's really going to be challenging for that listing agent to provide a fiduciary duty to you and provide everything that you need. So, w- again, with a buying agent like myself, navigating the complexities of purchasing a home involves numerous steps. So, including property inspections, financing, and legal documentation. A buyer's agent provides personalized assistance throughout each phase, ensuring that you understand all aspects and make informed decisions. Without this dedicated support, you may miss critical details or face challenges in managing the process efficiently. So, next is protection from conflicts of interest. Again, it's really hard. If I've committed to one person getting them maximum dollars for their house, and then I commit to you to spend the least amount of money while purchasing that house, that's going to be a conflict of interest. It does make things very challenging. So in California, dual agency, that's where one agent represents the buyer and the seller. It's legal, but it's fraught with potential conflicts. Like I had mentioned before, there, an agent in this position cannot fully advocate for one party or the other because one person is going to be compromised while the other one wins. So that really leads to a situation where neither party receives complete loyalty from the agent, the dual agent. Um, so by hiring your own buyer's agent, you ensure that your interests are exclusively represented, avoiding the inherent conflicts present in dual agency relationships. Now, we're going to look at the paperwork, um, how this paperwork reads, and how the commissions are structured and how they work in today's real estate market. So we'll go over that really quick. Um, Honestly, there's not going to be or there really shouldn't be any additional cost to the buyer. That's one of the pieces of paper that I'm going to show you is that the on the listing agreement, the seller has agreed to pay the listing agent 2.5 or 3% commission off of the sale of the property. And then right on that listing agreement, there's another checkbox that we all check as listing agents stating that if an unrepresented buyer comes in and wants to write an offer, well, we're going to get paid by the seller to represent that buyer, usually another 2.5%. So you might as well, because the seller is already prepared to be spending 5.5 or 6% commission on the sale of their home, you might as well choose, interview, and hire your own buyer's agent. Because either way, you shouldn't be spending money on commission. The seller is going to be spending money on commission no matter what. So we might as well have that seller pay for fiduciary duty to you, the buyer, and then they have their fiduciary in the form of a listing agent. So, another really big part of going through escrow is the assistance that a buyer's agent provides with legal and contractual obligations. So, real estate transactions here in California involve complex contracts and legal obligations. A buyer's agent is well versed in these documents and can explain terms, ensure compliance, which is really big with all legal requirements and handle necessary paperwork efficiently. This expertise helps prevent costly mistakes and safeguards your interests through the transaction. So, as a buyer's agent, again, part of the process of interviewing your buyer's agent is you want to talk to him or her about how they handle the paperwork. For me personally, the paperwork is so important to me that it's done properly that I, as your buyer's agent or your listing agent, either one, either side that I represent as a fiduciary duty, I'm going to hire and pay for a transaction coordinator who's a very skilled person that handles all the paperwork in our transaction and makes sure that our escrow is a clean, easy process. And when we finish and we close escrow, everything is complete and we're going to avoid any future lawsuits. So, again, the buyer's agent, believe it or not, I mean, an escrow period is usually we write offers up as 45 days or less. And it's not unusual to take, that entire 45 days to close escrow. So this is a long-term relationship. And you're going to spend a lot of time with your buyer's agent. So you want to make sure that I, as your buyer's agent, is can offer you objective advice. And it turns out when we get down to the end, emotional support. These escrows can get very stressful, especially if you're in more than one escrow at the same time. Like if you're buying a house with me and you're selling a house somewhere else in another area, that gets very, very stressful. There's a lot of paperwork and a lot of moving parts. So purchasing a home is both a significant financial investment, but that emotional journey is just huge. So a buyer's agent provides objective advice, helping you weigh the pros and cons of each property and each transaction. And I'm going to offer you support to keep emotions in check, ensuring that decisions are made based on facts and aligned with your long-term goals. We can get pushed around, we can get into situations where it's easy to not necessarily make the best decision just because of the stress that's involved with the purchase of a home. So in summary, hiring a dedicated buyer's agent in California ensures that you receive personalized, professional, and unbiased representation, safeguarding your interests and enhancing the likelihood of a successful and satisfactory home purchase. If you have any questions about that, if you're interested in buying or selling or just learning about real estate, please feel free to call me anytime, call, text, or email. All of my contact information is here in the video.